Hello everyone. I forgot to bring up my avatar. Just a second. Alright. Hello everyone. We're having a fantastic weekend. Today we're gonna start up with 5.3 MSQ. If I recall correctly, we established that Ardbert was not actually Ardbert, and that Elidibus had taken over his body. So we're gonna go and face off against Elidibus, I guess. Actually, this week I spent a bit of time trying to clean out my inventory. And right now it doesn't look that great, but that's because... Well, actually, this is probably the most room I've had in my inventory for, like, at least the last couple months. Everything in the bottom right, I'm trying to use up. And once I use up all those materials, just filling out... Most of the time, to clean up my inventory, I go through my crafting log. And try and see if there's anything that I can craft with the material, so that I can get more logging completion and work towards the achievements. These achievements, the unique crafting achievements. Right now I have exactly enough turquoise and, however you say this, gem, to craft the rest of the items that need those. And then once I'm done with those, I won't need any more of these gems, so if I get them for somehow, then I can just throw them away. I'll either throw them away or try and sell them. Anyway, where do we start this? Probably the Exarch. Oh, nope, it's at the inn. Head on over to the inn. At least we don't have to worry about Ardbert being as peeping Tom and all that. Okay, let's go over here and get started. Forgot to start my local recording. Glad we didn't actually get started on this yet. Anyway, let's get started with 5.3 MSQ. In the name of the light, the manager of suites is looking a little anxious. Ah, Mistress Mason, will you be venturing forth today? You'll be sure to take care if so. Though they say the star shower was harmless, one can never be too careful. But I concede, it is not for me to tell the Warrior of Darkness how to look after herself. Old habits, you understand. Ah, Brilliant. How very opportune. Greetings, my friend. Do you perchance have a moment to spare? Wonderful, wonderful. I wanted to thank you, you see, for revealing to us the truth of the Warriors of Light. After all these years, your tale set the record straight. Finally, the people can see them as the great heroes they were. Or the great hero he is, in the case of Ardbert. You too were surprised to see him, I think. At the time, I was not certain what to make of it all, but I could see the effect his words had on those around me. And then the stars rained down from the sky, and, well, you know the rest. When the commotion died down, you were nowhere to be seen, but I was determined to express my gratitude. And so here I am. Thank you, Brilliant. for giving voice to the truth and restoring the warriors of light to their rightful place in history. Should you, perhaps, wish to have your account of these matters committed to writing, I would be more than willing to serve as your scribe. Indeed, if there is anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only say the word. What can you tell me about the Warriors of Light? Very well, tell me what the situation is in the city. I think this would fit him a lot better. I beg your pardon. You wish to ask me about the Warriors of Light? Forgive me, but I dare say you already knew more about them than any living soul, save for Ardward himself, of course. Unless you refer to the Warriors of Light more broadly. If so, I may yet be able to assist you in some small way. Excellent. I shall return to the cabinet at once and look up the relevant texts. Pray join me at your earliest convenience. Looks like it's story time with the librarian. No rest for the righteous, it would seem. Do not let me keep you, miss. I bid you a pleasant day. Okay, looks like we're gonna get some more information about the Warriors of Light. Hopefully it'll be useful in understanding what the heck Elidibus is trying to do. Oops, wrong way. Kind of a bit silly. This helmet is the Shadowbringer's Dragoon Reaper DPS. What's it called? Tombstone gear. And for whatever reason they decided that Vieira could cut holes for this helmet. But I can't wear like almost anything else. Anyway, let's talk to Morin and see what information he has for us. Ah, Berillion. Excellent timing. I have but this moment finished gathering the materials for our lesson. As a great many works make reference to the Warriors of Light, I shall, with your permission, focus only upon the details that seem most relevant. Oh, gotta bring the kids around. The Warriors of Light, you say? Forgive us, but we couldn't help overhearing. We've been out keeping watch over the Crystarium, but it appears to be business as usual. So I thought I'd spend some time brushing up my knowledge of familiars, and Alphanode volunteered to help. I actually came on a different errand, but I'd be interested in hearing about the Warriors of Light as well. May I join you? Of course, of course. The more the merrier. If you would care to find the table below, I shall be down with the books in a moment. Were one to pore over the annals of Vradic history, one would note the comparatively frequent recurrence of individuals hailed as warriors of light. Ardbert and his comrades require no introduction, but many others bore the epithet long before them. To name a few, there was how the heck do you say this? Tolthwyl, legendary first king of Lakeland, Rodvert and Salard, and fabled Don and Galgant, duo of Vobert. I'm butchering all these names. And no life of Radic heroes would be complete without the Archmage Tiuna of Ronka. In older texts, she too was called a warrior of light. It did surprise me how ready people were to forget the negative associations of the title, but it makes sense if it's been around for centuries. Verily, in ages past, it is simply a synonym for hero. In the wake of the flood, however, light came to be regarded with fear. The title used not to exalt, but to revile. A far cry from its beginnings. This, my friends, is Novron's oldest epic, the original tale of the struggles between good and evil. In a time when all lay shrouded in darkness, a prophesized hero rose to deliver the world from its doom. Fighting in the name of the light, the hero styled himself as its foot soldier, and thus did he come to be known as the Warrior of Light. Curiously, in the centuries that followed, other heroes appeared who claimed the selfsame epithet, despite sharing no discernible connection with their predecessors. And in time, Warrior of Light came to be a name associated to all men and women of uncommon skill and valor. Well, well, the plot thickens. As you know, the title of Warrior of Light is also used in the source. Though the manners in which individuals have earned it are many and varied, heroes have been honored thus since antiquity. Nor does this custom show any sign of dying out, as you can well attest. It makes me wonder, doesn't it? It surely cannot be a coincidence. Indeed not. Let us imagine a man who has awakened to the echo and is able to hear Heidelin's voice. As she styles him, so too does he style himself, a warrior of light. Of course, being blessed with the echo does not in itself make one a hero, and conversely, there will have been no few heroes who were not blessed with it. But such distinctions are immaterial to the masses, and over time they came to use the title Warrior of Light and the word hero interchangeably. Sounds about right. It would be interesting to see if the theory holds true in the other worlds, if crossing the rift were that easy. Heidelin did call me a warrior of light. What's in a name? It doesn't change anything. And there I was, thinking I was special. What is a name? It doesn't change anything. Well, I think a name can mean a lot, and I imagine it would be terrible to have people call you something which didn't feel right, says the Oracle. At any rate, assuming all of this is true, and there's a common thread between the epithet, I doubt the Ascians will have been amused. To have the world at large associate light, and by extension Heidelin, with good, must have added insult to injury. Ahem. While this discussion is undeniably fascinating, I wonder, should I be privy to it? Mayhap it would be better if I excused myself. Oh, no need for that, my friend. Pray accept our apologies. Your lesson on the Warriors of Light has given us much to ponder. Ooh, did someone say Warriors of Light? Sounds like someone took a tumble. Riki Tio, are you alright? Ah, my precious tomes. Did I not say you must take care in the cabinet? You too, Arkil Irwell. We're sorry, Mr. Morin. Aren't you? The Warrior of Darkness? Those giant eyes are setting off my protecting care vibes. Or my brain. My name is Riki Tio, and I want to help everyone. Please, tell me what I have to do to be a hero, to be a warrior of light. I don't know, kid. Well, first you gotta eat your vegetables. Well, let's see if we can deal with these children. So, I want to be a warrior of light, but not one that fights with a sword at all, and all that. No, I want to be the kind that fights with potions and heals people, an apothecary. And I'm going to help everyone in the Crystarium, no, in all of Noveron. When I told Arkil and Irwell this, they said that the cabinet should have lots of tomes about potions. But this place is so big, and we don't have the faintest idea where to begin searching. At this rate, I'm not going to get anywhere. If one knew where to look, one should indeed be able to find treatises on potions here. Even so, I fear they may be a little difficult for one so young, but, Esteemed Warrior of Darkness, perhaps you might accompany young Riki Tio to Spragrix. I don't remember how to pronounce this. Rather than through tomes, I believe she stands to learn more by observing the chair surgeons at their work. Sounds like a plan. It seems we've finished here, so we'll come with you. Last one, nah. I'll go, but only for a little while. I don't have time for this. Oh, come on, man. They're kids, have fun. Stoic fist bump. Huh. I'll have you know I'm really fast. You're going to be a rotten egg. Tried to talk to the other NPCs. Oh well, let's see what Morin's gonna do about these tomes. I shall remain here and tidy up. I hope that today's lesson will be of some use to you. It was certainly interesting. Let's head over to the Spragrix, or whatever it's called. Oh, they actually leave a spot for me. They actually, one thing I really like about this is that they always have a spot for where you're supposed to be standing. Right, I'm here. What do I do? What do I do? See how her eyes shine, my friend? We have made her day. Ascian machination or no, it wouldn't do a dash to dash the dreams of one so young. The Exarch would feel the same, I believe. A warrior who fights with potions. It's certainly innovative. I prefer a blade myself, but to each her own. Casmiel's medicines work real well. I just wish they didn't taste so bad. After you've finished helping Riki, can you help us become warriors of light too? It appears there aren't so many patients at the moment. I only pray that such peaceful days continue. Well now, what do I owe the pleasures of so many bright-eyed visitors? Is that the ways of it, sweetie? You wish to learn about medicine? That's right. I want to become a warrior of light who uses potions to help people all over the world. Well, that is a very noble endeavor, and you aren't alone in it. No few at our infirmary yearn to venture forth as warriors of light. But ultimately, they have all decided not to pursue that dream. Huh? Why? Because the people here need them too, sweetie. The guards who place themselves in harm's way to keep us safe. The artisans who toil tirelessly that we might sustain our way of life. And younglings like you, who are the future of the Crystarium. They couldn't simply abandon them, you see. And so difficult though it was, they made a decision to remain. Then, does this mean my dream isn't any good? No, kid, that's not what she said. Oh, sweetie, yours is a wonderful dream, and it would be my pleasure to help you to pursue it. If we all work hard, the day will come when our tour surgeons may set forth to aid folks in every corner of the realm. As we strive towards that day, I hope that we can rely upon you as well. Though I must warn you, ours is not an easy path. No, you must work very, very hard. That ear twitch. I'm not afraid of hard work. I'll become the best apothecary ever. Just you watch. Hee, that's the spirit. Without further ado, then, may I entrust you with a task? I've placed an order at Ffxiv for a potion ingredient, and I would like you to go and collect it. Ooh, an ingredient! Leave it to me, miss. My, such an abundance of energy. Though I can't help wonder if she'll be all right by herself. I thought that was coming. Would you please accompany her? My apologies, but would you mind oh my god, I literally got the dialogue right. When you arrive at Ffxiv, speak with a woman named Garcine, and she will point you in the right direction. I shall join you. As the one who suggested this course to Riki Tio, I would assist her in her first steps. And what about the two of you? Are you coming along too? Well, we do want to become warriors of light, just not the same as Riki. So we'll wait for you here, Warrior of Darkness. When you return, please teach us how to fight. In that case, Rain and I shall keep them company and take the opportunity to ask about their aspirations. Well, let's go help the little Mikote girl, or whatever they call them in the first. But first, let's talk to Grandma here. Thank you, sweetie. I feel better knowing that you're keeping an eye on Ricky Tio. If it's to be had at Ffxiv, I assume the ingredient is some manner of crop. Too many grown-ups would only diminish Ricky Tio's sense of accomplishment. We'll stay here and talk to her friends. We won't move an ilm until you return. We know you're busy, but we want to be just like you. We hope you'll teach us how. Don't worry, kid. I'll try my best to ignore you. Let's see, where's Ffxiv? Out there? Okay. Let's head on over. I don't think I've ever actually been over to this part. I don't think there was any reason to go over here. But yeah, this looks like their like farming area. I'll check out what this is eventually. It looks like the Wandering Minstrel. It's probably the extremes or something. Hello, Gracine. If it isn't the Warrior of Darkness herself, may I assume you are with Master Alphanode? Where is Alphanode anyway? Right. Lest you wonder, Chessmeal's order is for grapes. Ah yes, those triangle grapes. Oh wait, those are Endwalker grapes. As busy as we have been of late, however, I regret to say we didn't have the time to harvest them. Of course. So it was with apologies that I asked Master Alphanode and his young companion to help themselves to fruits on the vines. Perhaps you could lend them a hand. It's the undersized grapes you'll want to pick. They're too small for normal consumption, but suitable for making wine and medicine. Okay. Are these small enough? Ah, there you are. As it turns out, the ingredient still wants for harvesting, so we are going about that now. Yep, that's what she said. Harvest some of these grapes. Nice HD grapes. There we go, that's all we need. Oh, you're here too? We're picking little grapes. It's quite fun. Wow, you've picked this many already? Amazing! I dare say, we have enough between us. Shall we take them back to the Chessmeal? I can't wait to see what she's going to do with them. Tell me, Riki, what made you want to become an apothecary and warrior of light? Well, a while ago, I fell sick. Really sick. My body was burning up, and I felt so weak I couldn't even get out of bed. Then a traveling apothecary came and gave me a potion to drink. It was the foulest thing I'd ever tasted, but it made me get better. She was so brave, the apothecary, I mean. She went around taking care of people, even when it was dangerous. And I decided I wanted to help people just like her. So I started brewing potions out of grass and giving them to my friends. Oh no. But I didn't really know what I was doing, or if there was anything else I could do. Then, not long ago, a neighbor told me he was going to become a warrior of light and go traveling the world helping people. And I thought, that's the same as what I want to do. I see. Out of curiosity, what did your neighbor do in the end? Either? I haven't seen him for a bit, so he must already be out there looking for people to help. Of course it was Thyler. Thyler, one of the guards awakened by the star shower. Thank you for sharing your tale with us, Rikitio. I myself took an inspiration from one not unlike your traveling apothecary, and I hope your good example will spur you on to realize your dreams. But it will not be done in a day. Such lofty goals are reached through hard work and persistence, through countless little acts of heroism, like delivering the grapes to Chesmiel. I'm going to watch her run off. It would seem I have been laboring under a misapprehension. I had convinced myself that it was Elidibus who had sowed the desire to become warriors of light within the hearts of the people. But I see now that the impulse to aid their fellow man abided within them from the first. Elidibus did no more than give it a name. And as he so kindly proclaimed, we must return to our own world ere long. With the Exarch laboring tirelessly, I doubt not but that a way will be found. Yet I believe I speak for all of us when I say I cannot leave in good conscience, not until we have dealt with Elidibus. This is no longer a strange and distant land, after all. Novront has become as a home to us, and her people our own. Let us return to Spragrix. It wouldn't do to keep your admirers waiting. I mean, Alize is there, after all. Oh, and the kids. Well, let's head on over there. This week at work, I was doing a big task to basically rewrite a web app we have. And to be honest, it's like actually kind of fun and slightly fulfilling. Because normally I just do like a bunch of boomer Java work, because they still use Java 8. Thankfully, the manager actually asked, like, a while, I think it was several months ago, asked me about upgrading Java versions, and basically the conclusion we came to was it was going to be too big of a task for a lot of the stuff. But we will upgrade some of it at some point. Plus, like, I'm modernizing the JavaScript on the web app because it was originally written in 2014 and doesn't use any sort of ES6/ES 2015 features. So I'm trying to, like, incorporate promises to do some asynchronous stuff. Although I think I overcomplicated it, so I ended up having to basically start from scratch. Anyway, let's talk to everyone around here. Thanks for helping with the grapes, Warrior of Darkness. In return, I promise to brew you a potion one day. Rikitio has delivered her grapes, as I have. After chatting with Arkil and Earwell here, we came to an agreement, but I'll let them explain their requests themselves. Rikitio was beaming with pride when she returned. It may only have been a simple task, but she won't soon forget this achievement. Huzzah, you're back! We're ready to start learning. Riki didn't make you drink one of her grass potions, did she? Those poor guys. My thanks for your kind help, sweetie. We now have all the ingredients we require. From the grapes we shall make a vinegar, to which we will add elf grass and a few other herbs to produce an invigorating syrup. Though it's unspeakably sour, it does wonders for the constitution. As part of her studies, I may just have to give Rikitio a little taste. I mean, that's gonna come with the job. This is what she wanted to do. My thanks for bringing this lively little one to us. I shall do my best to make an apothecary out of her. Thank you for helping me with the grapes, Warrior of Darkness. In return, yeah, that's what she said before. Yeah, I think this is all the same stuff they said. Yeah, same stuff. Let's talk to Earwell. Heroic dreams. Earwell regards you expectantly. Warrior of Darkness, if you're finished helping Riki, won't you show us some fighting? Not play fighting, but honest to God's fighting? We already have some enemies that you can deal with. Vampire bats. The guards say they've become a pest around the Grosterium of late. We tried to sneak outside to hunt them, but the guards caught us and sent us home. But they shouldn't mind if we're doing the fighting. If you were doing the fighting and we were just watching. The children told us as much while you were away. And in preparation, Chessmeal kindly furnished us some lures to use for the bats. While the creature won't give you any sport, bear in mind that the younglings will be watching. That's to say, put on a good show, yes? Right, let's head outside at once. Everyone, follow me. Alize, wait, just a... come on then, children. I mean, Reen, aren't you like a kid too? Be careful out there, yes? But if you can't be careful, you can always come back here. What? Everyone's going outside to fight? I want to watch too. But no, I have to study. I'll stay here and help Chessmeal make the syrup. I shall remain here with Rikitio. The other children I leave in your care, my unruly sister included. Alphinote, please. It's not like he wants to do much fighting either. Anyway, let's head on outside. Take a shortcut with the Lakeland Aetheryte teleport. Or this Aetheryte outside the city. There they are. Let's talk to everyone. It should be safe for the children here. We've heard tales, but at last we can finally see you fight with our own eyes. We've been waiting for you, Warrior of Darkness. Everyone's here. Good. Let's get started, shall we? As their name suggests, vampire bats feed on blood. And originally being nocturnal creatures, they've grown more active with the return of night and become a nuisance. To draw them out, we'll use Chessmeal's lures, which work by exploiting their heat-seeking behavior. The bats are wont to nest under the eaves. Eaves? So you're like to attract more if you place the lures near buildings. I have here 6 lures, 3 each for you and me. As proof of a successful kill, I want you to gather up their fangs. Whoever collects the most is the winner. Oh, you're hunting too? Yes, well, there's nothing like friendly competition to bring out the best in Brillian. Anyway, while we hunt the bats, the 2 of you will stay with Reen. She's really strong too, and will keep you safe. Without further ado, then, let the contest begin. Okay, Alizé just wants to have fun. Oh, let's go take care of some vampire bats. I gotta remember how to play this. Supposed to do not that. I've been playing warriors so much I don't remember how to play this. Like I only have to get 3. I'll just do these 3 close ones. Do this one next. Oops, where's the spot? There it is. Oh, 2 bats this time. How dangerous. Oops, yeah, I'm supposed to... Completely forgot about these 2. I shift 3 and 4 to continue the Dragoon combo. Normally on Warrior I just do 1, 2, 3. Warrior and Dark Knight you just do 1, 2, 3. There we go. That should be 3 fangs. Let's head on back. See if we beat Alizé. Those bats didn't stand a chance. Wow, that was amazing! As if they could have seen me from all the way over from here. Well fought, Brillian. The children were hanging on your every move. As was I, to be honest. Though I know the tally, may I see your fangs for good measure? Apologies for the wait. My fangs, not a bad haul, even if I do say so myself. 5, 6, 7? 7 fangs for Alizé. Which means that victory goes to Alizé. Brillian collected 4. Ha! I did it! I bested Brillian. In another god's darn life, you didn't even try, did you? And there I was, taking it seriously. Spare me your pity next time, will you? It was animation. So, children, you've now seen the Warrior of Darkness in action. What are your impressions? She's incredible, miss. The bats were down before they even knew it. Our guards are strong, but the Warrior of Darkness is much, much stronger. We want to be just like her. No, you don't. Good. If you're looking for an example to emulate, you may as well pick the best. I want you to remember how you felt when you were watching Brilliant and train hard. Keep at it for long enough and you'll be strong too. If you don't mind telling us, when did you decide you wanted to become Warriors of Light? Well, we were there listening to everyone when Ardbert appeared, but I've wanted to be strong since before I came to the Crystarium. The Sin Eaters killed my father and my sister, see, and I promised myself I'd learn how to protect people one day. Like Ardbert said, this is our home. We're the ones who have to protect it. We're the ones who have to rise up as new Warriors of Light. What about you, Arkiel? Me? To be honest, I'm still not sure what I want to do. But if my friends were in trouble, I know I would want to help them. And I want to go on adventures with them, see the world together. That's a wonderful goal. You really think so? It's hard to explain, but it's something I felt when I saw the star shower the other day. I felt as though there was something I'd lost, and that I had to go there and find it. Interesting. Well, for the both of you, there's nothing for it but to train. When we return to the city, I'll teach you some exercises you can do by yourselves. Thanks for showing us your fighting skills, Warrior of Darkness. We'll never forget it. I understand how Arkiel feels. The star shower didn't awaken me to Hydaelyn's voice, but that vision of the final days of Almorat burning. It filled me with sadness to the very pit of my being. Things I once knew, people I once loved, promises I once made. It felt as though long-forgotten memories were dancing at the edges of my mind. But when I try to focus on them, they simply fade away. An effect of having a fractured soul, I shouldn't doubt. But lest you worry, I'm perfectly happy to remain fractured, and have no intention of donning an Ascian mask. Well, that would have been an interesting plot. I just wish we knew what Elidibus was plotting. But look at this pair of incurable brooders. If we're going to stand around, lost in thought, we may as well do it back in the city. Rest assured, Rain and I will take the children from there. From here, their heads will be in the clouds after meeting you, but we'll see to it their feet remain firmly planted on the ground. Uh-oh. I thought that was a fire alarm here. I thought that was the fire alarm. Anyway. ... exclamation point. It's nothing, just a dizzy spell. Seems I tried a little too hard to beat you. I'm fine now, not to worry. I'll see you soon. Wasn't there something with, like, Alize being tired all the time earlier? Maybe I'm misremembering. Anyway. Let's continue. As you ponder Alize's words, you are taken by an urge to revisit the scene of that fateful meeting. All right, let's head back in. Let's head back into the Crystarium. See if we can somehow like head back to the place where we talked with Ardbert before the climax. Oh, wait. Yeah, gotta actually walk up the stairs? Oh no, we head over there. I was thinking we were heading to the end here. But that's where we, like, turned on the Crystarium shields or something like that. We gotta head up to that building there. Oops. Not paying any attention to my screen right now. Looking at something else. Okay, let's make sure I don't walk off the edge. Alright. Wonder if something's gonna happen. Well, considering a cutscene's starting, something's probably going to happen. Huh?
Why am I... Was it you who called me here?
Ooh, this is interesting. Migraine time! On behalf of the Convocation, I bid you welcome to our order. At times you will stand with us. At times you will stand against us. All that you might steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. For yours is the seat of Elidibus, the emissary, and by this name shall your every action be guided.
So you peered into my memories. No matter. You will have found little of import. But I see you intended to summon me here no more than I intended to come. The fault is mine. Such is the burden of hope.
Give back Ardbert's body. Why must you embroil the people in your plans? What are you plotting? Yeah, let's just go with the direct approach.
Come now. My plans are no mystery. That which I do is no different from that which you have done so many times, Warrior of Darkness. I arm myself, I hone my skills, I make ready to vanquish my enemy. You. You who have murdered my brothers, who have taken their selfless labors in service to the one true world and turned them to ash.
Isn't he supposed to be the emissary?
I see you for what you are. You are death. And only in death shall you serve any purpose. The Convocation charged me to steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. As Elidibus, it is my duty, and I shall see it done. I will strike you down. Destroy you body and soul. All else must wait.
That's cool.
Ere long I will come for you, Warrior of Darkness. and I will save the world. One last matter. I bore witness to your final struggle with Emet. It seemed as if he saw something familiar in you. As if he mistook you for another.
Ffxiv called me his new old friend. Yeah, let's not mention that.
Keep your counsel, then. You spare me further frustration. As often as we have met, you have never once awakened any memory within me. Mayhap I never knew you. Or mayhap it is another fragment lost.
Ties in with what Alize said.
I wasn't aware you already had a guest. If the conversation is constructive, I shall not intrude. But if you seek to stir up trouble, Elidibus, then I must insist you leave at once.
Oh.
Though you lack her blessing, your soul is surprisingly dense.
I mean, that might explain why he lives so long, but that's... Actually, I think that explains the crystals. Never mind.
Worry not. I seem to be unharmed. This is my own doing. The consequence of my recent exertions. It is the tower's way of compensating me for the demands I have placed on it. Rest assured, it is no great inconvenience at present. Indeed, I told Beck Lug as much, but they would not be persuaded and sent me away to rest.
Yeah, that's about right.
No need to make a fuss. Strange as it may sound, I consider it something of a badge of honor. One of the brave souls who saw me delivered unto the first once said that the world shall ever have a place for tales of heroism so long as we have need of inspiration in our lives. Though he and his fellows had no way of knowing whether their mad scheme would amount to anything, they knew that the attempt alone would inspire hope. Or so they hoped. A more optimistic lot one would be hard-pressed to find. They said they would find a means to save our God's forsaken world, just as soon as they had sent me on my way. Said it with such confidence that, for a fleeting moment, I half believed them. Such faith. Such courage in the face of unrelenting despair. For a long time, it was more than I could bear to remember them. But having come this far, having sent full many on their way myself, I see things more clearly. To take action is to hope. To believe, to choose to believe, is to take the first step towards a brighter future. And why do I tell you this? Because I want you to indulge me in a little recklessness.
What do you want to do?
Needless to say, I have a plan. And when all is said and done, I will ask yet another favor of you.
I think we know where this is going.
You're both here. Oh, thank goodness.
What's wrong?
It's Thancred. He's collapsed.
Old man. Oh, what is he? Was he wearing his life alert? Well then, I think it's a great time for a break. Let's talk to Reen and the Crystal Exarch first, though. I'm so glad I found both you and the Exarch. The fates seem determined to not allow us a quiet moment. But come, let us have the details from Reen. Okay, well, time for a break. Let's put the Crystal Tower as the background. Make sure I don't walk off the edge. Okay, time for a break. Time to get up, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to, and I'll be right back. Alright. Let's see if Dadcrit is okay. See if he broke his hip or something. Fraying threads. Rain's face is a picture of worry. It happened after Alizé and I saw the children back to Spragrix. We chanced to meet Thancred there, returning from his mission. He'd been shadowing Elidibus around the realm, only to lose sight of him near the Crystarium. And he was in the middle of telling us where he'd been when he crumbled to the ground. The Chirurgeons are looking after him now, with Alphinote standing by, just in case his healing magics are needed. Since I couldn't do anything to help, I thought it best to find you, and the guard at the Edra told me where to look. I see. It cannot have been easy leaving Thancred's side. My thanks for bearing word to us. Come, let us hurry to Spragrix. Don't worry, Dadcrid. I'm coming. I really like that you can't die from fall damage if you aren't in combat. It's like in WoW, if you jump from the upper level of... I'm completely drawing a blank on what the Horde city is called. Orgrimmar. You can actually die. And there's plenty of places in Stormwind. Okay, Dadcrid. Is your hip okay? I fear this bodes ill, and not just for Thancred. Oh, that's right. Thancred was the first one to get pulled into the first. So this is probably their bodies, like, not doing too hot. Green found you then. We had to send the children off earlier than planned, but they understood. It appears our friend has already awakened. For that, at least, we can be thankful. Thancred, shouldn't you be resting? They dragged you here too, did they? My apologies. How do you feel? Embarrassed, but otherwise well enough. I won't be staying overnight. This episode was not the result of any injury I could find. Thancred's ether, however, did show signs of instability, and I did what I could to calm the fluctuations. And all this happened without warning. Crystal Exarch knows that Thancred's been hiding it. Not exactly. You will doubtless recall the time Urianger nearly drowned, and I gallantly went to his rescue. That's right, he was like winded or whatever. When his water walking charm failed, he was tired. And were you that when you got back? We were both spent, yes. On account of which you begged us to rest, which, in retrospect, may have been a good idea. The fact is, I've been experiencing regular bouts of lightheadedness ever since, and there was no actual fainting until now. So is she. As Alphinote observed, I have no lingering injuries, and it most assuredly isn't old age. Sure, Dadcrid. Which leaves but one likely cause. The link between body and soul has weakened further. Time grows short. We must complete the spirit vessel with all haste. To that end, Brillian, might I trouble you to make a trip to the source? In addition to looking in on our friends' bodies, I would have you consult Kryl about our plan. If she has any concern, we should at least endeavor to address them prior to proceeding. In the meantime, we should be getting back to laying bare Elidibus's plot. Thus far, I have learned this much, that in each of the places he has visited, there have been sightings of suspicious black-clad strangers. Moreover, the coming of these shady individuals has invariably coincided with some manner of misfortune. Beasts terrorizing settlements, blight ravaging crops, you know the sort of thing. All of which serves rather conveniently to make Elidibus's call for new heroes reverberate that much more loudly in the hearts of his audience. And do you think these black-clad strangers are Ascians? I do, and I fully intend to investigate further, though for that I shall require additional feet on the ground. You can count on mine. Gods know I've been itching to get out there for a while. No, Alize. Mayhap Urianger too can be prevailed upon to join in your efforts. He has already provided copious guidance on the matter of the spirit vessel's construction. It is for Becklug and I to wrestle with the rest. Well, if you can spare the old boy... Wait. Oh, right. Urianger is Elazin, which means he doesn't age as fast as hearers. So I believe he is older than Thancred. Hold on, I want to check that real quick. I believe that's the case. There it is. Urianger is 29. Thancred's like 34, isn't he? Okay, yeah, Thancred's 32. Okay. Okay, back to business. I'll go and give him the good news. You'll do no such thing. However heedless you are of your own well-being, if you care at all for Reen's feelings, you'll stay in bed until you're needed. Alphanode and I will find Urianger. All being well, we will have news to share by the time you return. Safe travels, Brilliant. Wait, where am I headed? I wasn't paying attention, sorry. Could you repeat everything you just said? I know you cross the rift all... Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to the source. I know you cross the rift all the time, but please take care. Lest you misunderstood, I'm not averse to putting my feet up. It's being coddled like a brittle bone. I mean, you're like the only one in the group that's over 30, so... We're gonna treat you like the old man you are, old man. Anyway, let's head on over to the source. Gotta speak to Kryl and Tataru. I guess I should just teleport, shouldn't I? Yeah, whatever. Let's talk to Becklug. Put your faith in the Exarch, and do try to visit now and again. He is so fond of you all. Yeah, I'll teleport once I go through here. So I've got more donuts saved as a favored location. Because I go there so often. Oh, back at the Rising Stones. Let's talk to Tataru. I hope this is his voice. Brilliant! What excellent, awful timing. You see, our friends, they've taken a turn for the worse. Oh, okay. I mean, that's kind of what we were gonna say too. Kryle's hardly had a moment's rest these past few days. She didn't want everyone to worry, so we've been keeping it quiet. Oh, but listen to me. I call myself a receptionist, and I haven't even bothered to ask you why you're here. So, they think the spirit vessel will be ready soon? And they want to make sure there's no problems at this end. You'd better talk to Kryle. She's with the others in Dawn's respite. Let's go and see her. Just prepare yourselves, alright? Okay, we can finally actually go in.
Excuse us.
Okay, let's see how bad they really are. This darkness
This
is
way.
really unnerving. I don't care if we're the warrior of darkness. I shouldn't be wearing this mask. You can't see the facial expressions. Oh well.
I would rather you hadn't seen this.
I'm sorry. We have urgent tidings.
Oh, no, I'm not angry with you. On the contrary. I know full well how hard everyone has been searching for a way to return home. And I had hoped to afford you the time you needed. But given our friend's present state, perhaps it was for the best that you came. Stiff and cold, all of them. As if they were made of wax. Barely alive at all. And they had been doing so well. Save for occasional signs of etheric instability, they appeared to be in passable health. Then, quite without warning, things took a turn for the worse. A change for which even Master Matoya could offer no explanation. She could only remind me that the soul is yet an unknown frontier, and that much and more lies beyond our ken. But let's not lose heart just yet. At times like these, it is all the more important that we remain positive. Why? I but this moment succeeded in quelling a fluctuation in Thancred's ether. And while the others have weakened, they have remained relatively stable. I believe I may leave my post for a moment. So come, let me hear your tale outside.
About Thancred. Well then. As you probably noticed, we've put them in night clothes. I know they're not exactly asleep, but it seemed the right thing to do. I've made them some new clothes for when they wake up, so they have to come back, and they will. What news from the first? I see. Work on the spirit vessel proceeds apace, but our friends begin to falter. As they themselves have observed, the link between body and soul has weakened. It's as simple as that. For now, I'm quite able to quell the fluctuations in their ether, but that's only a matter of time. We'll lose them if we don't act soon, so if the Exarch is ready to attempt something, let him attempt it. As for the spirit vessel itself, if we seek to draw upon Allegan wisdom, we couldn't do worse than consult an expert in the field. Are we going to pull out young Grahatia to help? And I think I know just the man. Time being against us, it may be best if I go and solicit his aid in person, even if it does mean leaving my patients. I'll just take the guild. We're gonna go meet up with young Grahatia. Let me check how far through 5.3 we are. Let's see. Okay, we're not quite halfway through. Let's do this one and the next one, hopefully. And then I think that might be all for today. But for now, let's continue. Food for the soul. Judging by her sheepish expression, Tataru has a favor to ask. Don't do it, it's a trap. Brilliant. Could you spare a moment? While Kryl goes and finds this expert of hers, there is a gift I was hoping to send to our friends in the first. You see. And since we might be waiting a while, I wondered if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand with it. My first attempt turned out well, so now I'm going to make it properly. I'll be in the kitchen at the House of Splendors. Meet me there. Oh, is she gonna become a cook too? Well, I had better be off too. I shall see you soon, either here or at the house, depending on how our patients are in my absence. Well then, let's see what Tataru is literally cooking up. She gonna make some Scion cookies or something? I guess the kitchen's upstairs. Oh, it's through here, right? Yep, there she is. Oh, yeah, I've been here. And Tataru's got another outfit. The hat. One of the little things I liked about Heaven's Word is for several different, while Tataru was in the inn trying to get information and stuff, there were several different outfits that she changed into, including like a waitress outfit, and she had like two others if you went there during the story. Not necessarily like where you had to go there for the story, but where you had to, if you just went there at different parts in the story, she would be wearing different outfits and say different stuff. Anyway, let's see what she's cooking up this time. There you are, Beryllian. As I'm sure you've guessed, the gift is a bit of home cooking. Unlike Kryl, I can't do much to help our friends directly, but that doesn't mean I've been idle. No, I've been doing my best for the Order, taking on this job and that to keep our coffers full. I've even helped out with Ishgardian Restoration. That's right, I believe Ishgardian Restoration was added with 5.2 or 5.3. Let me see which one it was. Ishgardian Restoration Commercial District. I guess I could just look at the update history. Let's see. See, phase 1. Nope, doesn't give me any date. That's fine. Yeah, Ishgardian Restoration was started... Yeah, 5.2 added it. Added something else as well. Yeah, okay. Ishgardian Restoration was added with 5.1. So adding it in the story like this is fitting. And in the course of all of this, my culinary skills have come quite a bit. So I thought, why not make something for our friends? It's baking in the oven, even as we speak. Shouldn't be long now. I happen to be a bit of a crafter myself, Tatar. There, baked to perfection. Oops, come on. It's bread. I don't know if I'm just in sync with the writers or what. This is the second time this stream where I've like said the exact right dialogue. It's bread. But not just any old bread. This here is old world bread. Archon loaf, right, Archon loaf is a culinarian recipe, an Endwalker culinarian recipe. I know it's used for the Archon burgers recipe. Archon loaf, to be precise. It's what they eat over in Sharlayan. Oh, that makes sense, that's why it's an Endwalker. Simple fare, I admit, but I thought it would remind our friends of home. If nothing else, Kryl tells me it is a good source of ether, so it should lend them a bit of strength at least. There truly is nothing like the smell of fresh bread from the oven. True. Kryl, and if it isn't Ramboros too. Oh, right. I don't remember where he's from, but we've seen him before. I trust you require no introductions either, Beryllian. Greetings, my friend. Full glad am I to see... Is this the guy from the Crystal Tower investigation or whatever? It's been so long since I did that, like literally almost a year ago. I confess, I have a long list of questions to ask you, but I will endeavor to contain my curiosity for the present. I understand our mutual friend is struggling with the application of a certain Allegan technologies. I've been keeping Rambros apprised of events in the First. Suffice it to say, he knows about the Exarch. If anyone alive can provide insight into this matter, it is him and his fellow sons. Loath as I am to disappoint you after such a glowing an endorsement. Memory transference was the sole province of Allegan royalty, its mechanisms closely guarded secrets. If any record of it remains, we have yet to find it. To wit, I regret that I can offer no solution to your problem. Which begs the question of why I bothered to come here empty-handed as I am. The answer being, rather brazenly, to ask a favor. I would have you relay a message to our comrade. Tell him that we never doubted him. Never doubted that he would achieve all that he said he would. Those of us who remained behind have yet to play our part. But when the time comes, he may rest easy in the knowledge that we will most assuredly do so. And then the tower shall shine once more as a beacon of hope, in this world and beyond. So, tell him that we consider his duty done, and that he should follow his heart now. Forgive me, but do you say this to discourage him from overexerting himself, or to encourage him to hold nothing back? That is for our friend to decide. But either way, I dare say a certain someone will be unimpressed. Well, there you have it, Brillian. If you would be so good to see Rambrose's message and Tataru's bread to their intended recipients, along with my report, of course. Okay. Kryl, before I wrap the bread up, would you mind giving it a try, just to make sure everything is as it should be? But of course, I'm always happy to lend my taste buds. True. Me too. Excuse me, Rambrose. As a fellow Sharlayan, may I trouble you for your opinion? Well, I usually have mine with a good old dollop of Rollenberry jam, but I suppose plain is best for sampling purposes. Munch, munch. I see. Oh no, is it that bad? It is indeed, Tataru. Dense and unpleasant, exactly as it should be. Just so, the very taste of home. As you might expect, our countrymen have amassed a wealth of culinary wisdom from every corner of the world, but our native cuisine is, shall we say, a little lacking. In Sharlayan, the majorly regarded food as a source of nourishment rather than enjoyment. That sounds so much like a bunch of scholarly nerds. Save for those few who actually research the culinary arts. We pay little heed to the niceties of taste and texture. It was against such gastronomic landscape that what is now called the Archon loaf was born. The creation of an Archon who devoted himself to study of bodily sustenance. In order to maximize its nutritional value, he incorporated copious quantities of pulverized fish and vegetable matter into the dough, all with nary a care for those qualities which make bread enjoyable. The rest is a flavor that continues to defy description. Yet, for its many shortcomings, the loaf's nutritional value cannot be denied. And being a damnably convenient way to cater to one's bodily needs, it quickly found an audience among busy scholars. Why, when I was a lad, nigh every meal was a sandwich which made with this very bread and whatever ingredients happened to be on hand. I suspect just about every Archon could say the same. I thought Kryl wasn't an Archon, and same with him. Having been away from home for so long, I thought I might have forgotten the taste, but no, it is all too familiar. Ah, how it takes me back. If there is enough, perhaps you can spare some for the Exarch. He is certain to appreciate it. Oh, there's plenty to go around. I'll be sure to wrap up an extra slice. Brilliant. When you deliver the loaf, please be sure to send everyone my regards. Tell them we're doing everything we can, and that we'll be praying for their safe return until the moment they get back. Well, it sounds like it'll do them good, anyway. And when everything's back to normal, I'll cook something for you too, Brilliant. Gods know you deserve a treat. Just make sure it's not Archon bread. Out of curiosity. I can't spell. Oh, it's Archon loaf. Maybe it is a... Yeah, it's an Archon loaf and it's Endwalker. That's what I thought. Except that it uses Shadowbringers. I know Purple Carrot is Shadowbringers. I think the rest might be Endwalker. Anyway, let's head on back to the Crystarium and give them that loaf. I feel like they adjusted the tilt of the camera, the default camera or something. Because like 2 days ago or so, it just felt weird when I was playing and I couldn't seem to get the camera to tilt a way that seemed right. It's probably just me. But let's head on back to the ocular. Ah, you are returned. Good, good. There is much to discuss. The others are making their way hither as we speak. Welcome back, my friend. How was your journey? Oh, here's the loaf. By the 12! Archon loaf! However did you come by this? I'd swear it had come straight from Sharlayan. Rambros said that, did he? His words are very nearly as heavy as the bread, but I appreciate the sentiment. Should you have the chance, you may tell him that he needn't worry. That which I seek to do, I do of my own volition, and with all my heart. In pursuing this path, I fully expect to earn the censure of our friends, and to deserve it, but I shall forge on regardless. Forge on as you yourself did when faced with a similar predicament, so I ask that you have faith in me, in what we do. But we were talking about your journey. Before the others arrive, I would hear how their bodies fare. Well, not good, I tell you what. Oh, and the bread I shall save for later, though it has been many years. I have not forgotten the feats of mastication required to consume it, nor how unconducive they are to conversation. I'm getting a bit tired. I'm gonna go a bit more though. I want to finish up at least this segment. Or hopefully finish up this segment.
Forgive the delay.
We have visited every region and confirmed the presence of Ascians throughout the realm.
Lest a grave predicament be made to seem hopeless, it should be noted that they are of inferior rank. The black-masked minions who answer to the Red.
Yes, a gaggle of schemers attempting to exploit recent events to sow the seeds of petty conflict. Fortunately, Nothing of any great concern has come of their meddling just yet.
We also encountered a number of the Crystarium's former defenders, busily solving this problem and that in a bid to become warriors of light.
Their zeal is to be applauded. 'Tis but a pity I cannot encourage them on their cause.
Not knowing Elizabeth set them upon it, no. Both the troubles to be solved and the villains to be vanquished are his doing too, like as not. And so, with apologies to the aspiring warriors of light, I believe it best that we deal with the Ascians quickly and quietly.
I quite agree.
But tell us, what news from the source? How fare our bodies?
Well enough. Though, time is not on our side. I'm sorry, but things have taken a turn for the worst. Yeah, let's just give it to them straight.
Oh dear. Then we must redouble our efforts. Not that we've ever stinted in that regard.
This would seem an appropriate moment to ask about the spirit vessel. Tell me you've made some progress.
We have, as it happens. One moment.
The red stones. Then this doth mean...
For the benefit of all, permit us to explain. As you will recall, using white auracite as our starting point, we fashioned a vessel for mind and memory both. Yet, though it served this purpose admirably, the process of imbuing it with one's complete essence proved a somewhat thornier proposition. Simply put, the memory would not accompany the mind. And so, we looked to the Allegans' mastery of memory transference for a solution.
This approach was not without its own complications, however, relying as it does upon blood, which inanimate objects, notably, do not possess. We duly explored methods of suffusing the vessel with drops of the aforementioned. Alas, our painstaking experimentation succeeded only in making me feel faint, and singularly failed to imbue the crystal with the necessary properties. It was then that an idea occurred to me, namely that we might fuse the vessel not with normal blood, but with my crystallized essence.
You're doing this for our sakes. So far be it from us to complain. But don't think we haven't noticed what's happening to your arm.
It falls well short of offering up my life in exchange for yours, which was your only stipulated prohibition, as I recall. And it is but a small price to pay for delivering you home.
That is what she said.
Assuming it works.
Well, for plot reasons it will.
This grisly addition will serve as a suitable conduit for the subject's memory. Though not soon enough to warrant your waiting. The test is like to take a while.
Let us be off then. We have Ascians to attend to, among other things.
Forgive me, but I count 6 vessels, and there are only 5 of us.
One is for testing purposes. I will personally use it to see whether the crystal functions as it should.
And if it does, wouldn't that mean that your soul could also return to the source?
Yes. In theory, at least. But there is a distinct difference between your circumstances and mine. While your corporeal forms want for souls, my past self does not. Mayhap our essences would blend, or mayhap they would curdle. There is no telling, What might
Yeah,
it be?
what's young Grahatia in the Crystal Tower gonna do?
And you'd be willing to take that risk?
I would.
I see.
So he would be able to leave his old man body and potentially fuse with his younger self. That would be really interesting, and that would explain why he's there in Endwalker. Also, obviously, Alizé isn't too happy about that. Because it's going to be pretty darn risky. Not like there's a precedent for this. Well then. Let's talk to everyone. I, for one, support the Exarch's decision. To be alive is to be driven by a purpose, and few are as driven as him. It's stupid, but I've never really stopped to think about what would happen once the vessels were complete. And now... No, there's no point. I hope the test is successful. Truly. Obviously, she doesn't want Thancred to leave. Sorry, Dadcred. I'm sorry, I know, it was childish to storm off like that. And probably to feel the way I do as well. Pull yourself together, Alizé. When our grandfather first decided to journey to Eorzea, Alizé did not take kindly to my silence on the subject. Don't pretend to understand things you don't, she said. Or rather, shouted. Yeah, that's Alizé. Having oft been the object of her scorn, I am predisposed to sympathize with the Exarch. But I do understand how she feels. Better now than ever I did, certainly. Hast thou a moment, Aurelian? I would speak with thee on the matter of the Exarch's mooted return unto the source. Thou wilt have observed that our friend spake not in certainties, yet if Becklog hath the right of it, 'tis possible to predict the outcome of his plan with some confidence. And it is their assessment that, given the opportunity, the Exarch's soul should successfully merge with that of his younger self. Which is not to say the process is without complications. For one, the Exarch hath been subjected to an additional rejoining, an experience which will have wrought a change in his ethereal composition. As thou, Thiest, didst demonstrate in merging with Ardbert, however, there existeth an affinity twixt like soul, and this doth give us cause to hope. Yet there remaineth one immutable condition upon which success doth hinge. The Exarch must needs recognize his past self as simply that, himself. As our recent travails have demonstrated, memories are essential in the soul. Any discrepancy in the former may feasibly cause the latter to spurn its former flesh. 'Tis a seemingly simple yet a complex problem. For nigh on a century, our friend hath striven only to deliver this realm, to deliver thee, and to that singular end did he cast aside his very name, that he might assume the mantle of the Crystal Exarch. Henceforth, none can say what choice our friend will make, but I thought it only right that thou be made aware of these truths. So what Urianger is saying is, we got a bunch of maybes. Anyway, let me decide if we're going to do another quest. I don't think we will for today. So that was Food for the Soul, and then we've got, yeah. Let's see. Let's see, if this took 2 hours, then the next thing is going to take like 2.5. So I think I'm also a bit tired right now. So I think we're going to finish up for today. Hope everyone had a good time. I know I'm really enjoying this story, and I want to get to the showdown with Elidibus. Because he's like, literally, I will end you. That cutscene was really good. With having both of their voices talking at the same time. I think it was both Ardbert's voice and Elidibus's voice. And then having both the Ardbert and Elidibus, robed Elidibus there. That was really cool. Anyway, that's going to be all for today. I'm planning on streaming tomorrow, but we're probably not going to be doing MSQ. I think we'll finish getting to level 70 on Dark Knight. And then I also want to do the next quest for the Dwarf and Kitari tribal quest lines. Anyway, that's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.